and to pray for Ming, to pray for Antonia. That was my pleasure and joy, privilege. When in 2000, when this teenage-looking Ming stepped into Milwaukee, and I was asked to visit him, I didn't know who he was. But what God had done was use that time together and turn this young man's life back to the Lord. I thought I was so cool. I thought it was so, wow, Andy, you're such a good counselor. You can turn it. No such thing. Now I know the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. There's, from Ming, and counting back, 4 generations of Christians, 4 generations of faith, 4 generations of blood, sweat, and tears, and prayers pour forth. Without that, no one could change your heart. With that, you aren't going anywhere. Then, for Pastor Andy to stop by and to point him back to God, that was the most natural thing for God. Then we prayed on, okay, back on to college and graduate, and then came Antonia. I thought this was going to be, bada boom, done deal. Now 8.5 years. And it's not one locale. It's me in Milwaukee, then to North Carolina and New Jersey, and they would fly into Brooklyn and sometimes fly into Milwaukee to see me to do pre-marriage counseling 8.5 years. I cried. Thank you, Lord. But I'm so glad you chose Philippians chapter 2 as your wedding theme and verse. Last Friday, I was doing questions and answers in our youth group. And one of the questions came up was this. What is the most important element? What is the most important aspect of a marriage? Without a blinking of an eye, I said, God. God. When we say God, that's why we come to His church, His place. Did you notice, folks? This is in the shape of a cross. Every church design building inside has to be in the form of a cross. And so the wedding procession will come walking up the path of the cross. And the groom, representing Jesus, has already walked the path of the cross and is waiting at the head of the cross. Then, just like the first, every wedding is patterned after the first wedding and patterned after the last wedding. The Alpha wedding and the Omega wedding. Alpha wedding with Adam and Eve. Then God brings the daughter whom He raised. Blood, sweat, and tears. And with Adam's rib, boom. He raised Eve and brought Eve to Adam. And that is what we're doing here. So yes, we bring in the family. And thank you, Mom. Good job. Good job. Then yes, God brings in her daughter to marry the Son, Jesus Christ. And that's the last wedding, when Christ will marry the church.